I went to Michael's yesterday and I got a bunch of new brushes. I'm trying to fill the void of this guy. Look at how raggedy he is. No offense, Round Filbert. But this is him with linseed oil. Like, this is as much as he's getting shaped. So I really put him through the ringer, but look at how perfect his shape is for like applying paint. The base is wide so it can carry a lot of paint, but the fact that it's so tapered at the top means that I could have, back when he was in his prime, create very thin lines, and that's why he was my favorite. But he's since died, and now I tried to fill the void by going to Michael's and getting some new brushes, but it just didn't compare, and I'm gonna have to go back to Blick to get that one specifically. I'm gonna get like 5 of them, but I got a variety of sizes to just get me through until I can go back to Blick. But let me show you what else I got at Michael's yesterday, because I was only going for brushes, and then I was like, oh, wait, I need paint too. So I got some white paint, and I got some big kahunas of red and yellow paint. And then I was like, wait, I need a palette. Because the palettes that I've been using are like the back of canvases, and it's just not, I don't know, I can't tell the color. It's oil paint, so the oil seeps through the back paper. Like, it's not a vibe. So I wanted to get a nice palette, and then I was in the palette section, and look what I found. Have you ever heard palette paper pad? Have you ever heard of that? It's fucking exactly what I need. Because I use paper anyway. I've been like using paper, but obviously paper absorbs, especially with acrylic, so this is kind of perfect. Yeah, so this has been the find. This was the find of the day yesterday. Then I also got slow dry medium for acrylic paint. I've never used this before, but I like using acrylic because it's easier than oil. But oil, what it has is that because it dries so slowly, when I do my portraits, it's so nice to have so much time before it dries, because then I can get really smooth textures and really smooth transitions. With acrylic, that's a lot trickier. So I hope this works out for me. I hope this makes it easier for me to blend. Yeah, we'll see. And then I got just like a dedicated soap for brushes. I've been using dish soap, but that low-key hasn't been working. It's been like messing up some of my brushes, so hopefully this is all that it's hyped up to be. And then I also got just like regular thin canvases, because I am embarking on a new journey to expand the horizons of my art. Let me give you a quick background, okay? Because, you know, I have always done portraits, and that's been my thing. And in terms of like backgrounds and color and any sort of theory, like, I didn't give a fuck, okay? All I knew is that I could paint faces, and like I just ran with that, and I was like, guys, I'm an artist. But as I've gone to therapy and I've become calmer in my mind and more present, I'm more interested in expanding my horizons, and it doesn't feel like a chore anymore. It feels like something fun. So I am experimenting with backgrounds. I like realistic backgrounds and things other than faces. For the past 10 years, that's all I've done. And so now I'm more interested in doing backgrounds. So I'm working on this study. It's called A Water Baby by, what the hell is this guy's name? Anyway, so this is the original painting, right? It's in Manchester. It's like from the 1900s. I think it's like 1900. Herbert James Draper. Okay. Saw this picture and I was like, I fucking love it, because I love mythology, and it feels like almost mythological, but it's also very hyper realistic. And I was getting into like Renaissance, you know, like classical art. So I saw this and I was like, if I recreate this, I will get a better sense of understanding, because this is a masterful painting, right? The composition, like, you have to think of everything at once. Like, all I know to think whenever I approach a painting is like the face, and that's it. Like, this fucking man, it's composition, it's value, it's color theory, and like color color groups together. Like it's a color palette, it's composition, it's anatomy and form, but it's also value. It's like understanding where to put the brighter and like where to put the darker, and like what you want to highlight, and thinking of all of that at once. It's so crazy, right? Because even though it is pretty bright up here, it doesn't take away from the brightness of her body. And if anything, it creates a sort of shape like this, to where like this is where the eye goes, and then it ends up at the baby. So it's like, I'm like, okay, this is art. And like, not that my stuff wasn't art, but this is where I want to go. This is the trajectory that I want to go in. And so I'm studying this, and I finally got the shape of the face, because oh my god, you should have seen the face before. She looked crazy. Okay, if you think she looks crazy now. And I got the baby. Actually, this is drying pretty quickly. I'm happy with the shape of the face. She does look kind of giraffe-y, so I think I made her too wide this way, and maybe that'll make her neck look smaller if it looks like her body's more this way, but whatever. So this is what I'm working on, trying to figure out realistic backgrounds and things that are not just the face. Like, I'm trying to also take anatomy into account, and in the spirit of also like caring about things that are not faces and actually caring about backgrounds, I also started 2 other paintings. I was walking around my neighborhood and I was taking pictures, and this is just like a painting that I started of some houses, because I think Chicago architecture is so beautiful. So I started that one, an homage to my neighborhood, and then also this one, another homage to my neighborhood. Just like, I love these little houses. They're so cute. So I'm working on expanding my horizons. Okay, printer. And not only doing faces. Okay, girl, you're not even on. Why are you making noise? Stop it. Stop it. Why is it making noise? It was off. Shh. I'm making a video. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm working on an art show that is being funded by the city of Chicago, which I'm obviously really excited about. And I'm just working on a bunch of art right now. I also recently went on a trip to Europe. I went to Paris. I went to Glasgow and Edinburgh. So I went to like a bunch of museums respectively in those places, and wow, I'm so inspired. I just saw so much cool shit. Specifically, there's this one painting that I saw at freaking Musée d'Orsay. Musée d'Orsay. you get the one, okay? Musée d'Orsay. Musée d'Orsay. Musée d'Orsay. I really struggle with that word. Anyway, I found this one. I saw this one painting called Les Pigeons. And oh my god, I'm so inspired. It's so beautiful, and it's, I think, referencing the Franco-Prussian War. And while there are no wars actively happening in the United States right now, it does feel like they're targeting immigrants and Hispanics, and it just feels very hostile, especially in Chicago. And so I'm very inspired to like maybe do some sort of homage to that painting, have the background be Chicago, and have the girl in the front be like a Hispanic girl. Like I think that would, I just feel inspired, like inclined to do so. And just have it be an homage, like because I'm fully just copying the composition. But I think it'd be another cool study, like the way that I'm studying a water baby. I think it would be cool to do a study of that one, except like change it up a little bit. And I think historically it's also cool because that painting was donated to a foundation that helped the Chicago fire. Something like that. Like it helped. It was donated for funds to go towards people going through the Chicago fire, like, you know. So I think I find that very beautiful, that it struck me, and then it's like, oh, I'm in Chicago, and this painting is helping us again, almost like it just feels so inspirational to me. And if I were to paint something like that, I think it would just be beautiful that it's coming full circle again. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on. I'm also, okay, so other than caring about backgrounds, I'm studying color theory, because if you see my fucking work historically, it's primary colors, and you can tell I'm not thinking about colors. Like, look at this. This is something I drew, like, I made like 2 years ago, right? She's just kind of doing it all, okay? It's just kind of everything, and, you know, that's cool. That's fine. This is one that I made in 2016. Okay. Same vibe of like, okay, you're just putting every color you see down on the canvas, which is fine, girl. I'm just ready to shift a little bit and to be more, to try and tell a story, and to try and to add to the theme with the colors that I'm choosing, and be more intentional with it. I think I'm ready for that, but I have no idea how to approach it, because I usually just like sit down and just grab any color, you know. I don't think about it. So I yesterday did an exercise to try and kind of start to understand what color palettes I'm drawn towards, and like what I care about in colors, and in like what colors, like what relationship I have with colors right now. Specifically with Les Pigeons, the painting, like that one was really inspirational to me, because it's like almost monochrome, in that it's all oranges and like reds, but there's also blacks. I don't know, I love that color palette, and I think it's very intentional, obviously. So anyway, so I came up with 2 separate color palettes. This red one, inspired by Les Pigeons, okay, and I can just imagine myself making a painting only with these colors, and you know, I think that would be very beautiful. I really like this one. Like, look at these. Like, look at these colors. Imagine them together doing something. Love these colors. This is what the palette looks like. And then I just had a bunch of extra paint, and I just like put a bunch of extra swatches, and it became kind of muddy towards the middle, and looks very samey, but I don't know. There's some combinations that look cool. Like some combinations where I'm like, I could see you guys like working together So this was fun. It's just so crazy seeing colors together, what they can do. I also have been in my color research, I learned about both Rothko but also Joseph Albers, who is like the color guy. He's the one that did like the squares within the squares, to just really illustrate in the most bare bones way, like, look at this color combination, how does it make you feel? Like, look at the way that this one makes you feel compared to this one. Like, it's so interesting and so cool. Oh, I love it. Yeah, but that's what I've been up to. And you know what? Let me get back on it. Let me get back on my grind. Oh my God, I should probably clean up a little bit. Okay, bye.